Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Am I on? This thing on? Hello? Test, test, test. One, two, one, two. I think I'm on. Oh, rookie. All right, so things have changed, and I'm going to be by myself today. Um, Had time to change the thumbnail, but I know the old one was out there already. So make that coffee, Barbara. Hey, Uncle Smiley. Robert Reed is lurking. Shady Grady. Hey, Shady. Mr. Depth Charge, what's going on? Audra Meyer, Fishion was in here. Mr. Jesse from Salient Aquatics. Xanadu is sleeping, but he was in here for a little bit. And Way Way and Kalish. Hi, Kalish. June at 12:08 this morning. Stop by. That's crazy. I was sleeping like a baby. So, yeah. Hey, Denny, what's going on? Leslie Perry. Aw. So I don't really have a topic because I kind of was gonna just shoot the shit with Rico, but he had some personal stuff pop up that he had to attend to. So, um, which is all good. Hey, Johnny No Shoes, and Adele, and Squatchy. Did I miss anybody else? Nope, I think I got y'all. So we're just gonna sit here and rap for a little bit, see if I can talk for an hour without running out of things to say. Um, completely unrelated stuff to this topic. Hey, Mike, NNC Aquatics. I went and got my motorcycle out of uh, storage this Tuesday, and it is snowing like crazy today. Let me see if I was going to do this before the stream, and I ran out of time because I did have to donate about an hour and a half to drive up to the city and grab some hydraulic oil for my cruise on Monday morning. And that 40-minute drive took an hour and a half. So I, I got here just with a little bit of time. Hi, Annette and Red. Hey, Red, what's going on? Um, I can tell you we're not going to be talking about certain topics because I am not as strong as you people. Just even bringing it up is going to make me lose it. So we're going to move on. Um, I have some photos, though. Let's see if I can remember how to do this. Share screen. Yeah, I know it's easier. Well, that's just me. That's not going to work. All right, well, let's talk while I'm trying to figure that out. So, yeah, I drove. It's amazing how poorly people forget how to drive so quickly. I mean, yes, we've had several 80-degree days this year and multiple 70-degree days already this year, but you throw 3 inches of snow on the pavement and everybody loses their mind. Quite vexing. Sorry, this isn't available right now? What does that mean? Did I get hacked? How can that be? I might have had my page hacked. That's weird. How about this one? Oh, that one doesn't work either. Oh well, I guess you just get me today. But let's see. So we went down to, oh, that was fun. Yeah, I can talk about that too. Last weekend, I was supposed to go for a little bit of a vacation down to our property in Tennessee, get some work done down there. My buddy had a tree that I was going to take down, and I had some work on my land that I was going to have cleared. You know, the whole property was grown up, so you couldn't really imagine. I mean, you can kind of imagine, but it was hard to see where you want to put the house eventually and all that. So I hired a guy to come out with a. It wasn't an excavator, but it was definitely not. You know, it's like kind of like an oversized skid steer with a bucket on it, and he just, hey Wiz, what's going on, brother? Too coolie for schoolie. I haven't seen you in forever. Hey JT, what's happening? Surf City. Koro, Quirky, what's going on? How many people have I missed? Canastillo. I think that's it. I think, did I get everybody? If I missed you, I really do apologize. I am still sucking at this, but we're getting better. Hey, Shane. Hey, Wiz, are you working? You got to be working, right? Friday morning. Where was I? Oh, so yeah, we went down there on Wednesday. I drove down on Wednesday, 10-hour drive. You know, not a huge deal, but it's not, around the corner. Get down there. I swung through a brewery because they only have really the one that's close, and it's pretty good. They have great atmosphere. It's kind of being held. They kind of built it around their garage, so there's outdoor seating, and there's like a 3 stool bar inside, and the beer is good. So I mean that makes it worthy right there. Had me a couple beers there, and then met my buddy down there because my best friend in the whole wide world, went to college with him and everything. He bought property down there first. That's how I ended up down there, because I went down there to help him clear his land. Hey, Skitty, and I fell in love with the place. So I asked his permission first, because I'm like, hey man, I don't want you to think I'm like stalking you, but do you mind if I buy the place right down the street there? And he's like, no way, go do it. So we did, and he's a little further along in his plans. But so yeah, we put in a driveway, and then he put in a garage. But there's a tree that's threatening the garage that we didn't see, at the time. I was going to take that down for him. So we met over there, and we're going over what we're going to do and all that. Might have had a few more beverages. And then Thursday morning rolled around. I get a call from my boss, and he's like, we need you to come back. The helicopter finished way sooner down south than we anticipated. And since you're running lead and you're the point of contact and all that, we kind of need you back here. So I jumped back in the car less than 24 hours later and made the 10-hour drive back home. That kind of sucked. But anyway, I left Mrs. Whip there with them, with my friends, so they could bring her home. A little bit of an inconvenience for them, but they made it work for me. And then, so we trimmed trees with a helicopter. I did post that on my page a little bit, so if you didn't see that, you can go check it out. I think it's even on here. I think I did a short. But so I did that, and then on Tuesday I went and grabbed my bike out of storage. And then today, we've got at least 3 inches of snow out there. So it went from Tuesday, it was 65-ish, windy but nice, and today it's snowing fairly hard. So that's fun. And like I said, I thought I had plenty of time. I left like at 8 for this show, so I had a 40-minute ride and 2 hours to get it done, and I just made it. So People. People being people. Uncle Smiley, do I know you? Am I forgetting you? Because that name does not sound familiar. Hey, Kenny, what's going on, brother? What are you doing up so early? Probably working too. So what have I missed? Have you guys been talking to me at all, or just all mostly, hey, Garcia, Garcia Aquatics here? Dude, I missed your chat again. I saw that you were chatting yesterday and I was driving, so I didn't want to click on it because I am very weak when it comes to this whole YouTube thing, and I would be chatting with you while behind the wheel, and that's never a good thing. Plus, I was a little bit of a mess after Dee Dee's stream, so yeah. She's such a good person. I don't know how she did that. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything. It's overcast but warm here in Tennessee. Well, Leslie, send some of that up here, man. J Rock. I always forget to put my fingers in. What the hell? Foxy, hi, Foxy. How are you doing? The device comes off today. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'm mixing my days up. So yeah, we can just talk about if we're going to talk about fish. I think I talked a little about filters last year. We can just talk about uh, gear in general, um, like the filters and the heaters and the lighting and whatnot. I mean, that's as good a conversation as any, right? Oh, my son-in-law just got home. Stalker app functioning normally. Um, so I don't know what you guys do. I am big into redundancy and using multiple types of uh, several types of filtration, and I'm trying multiple styles of lighting as well. Like I've got the Stingray Finex 2s over here. I guess I can kind of show you. You'll have to pardon the mess. But like you'll be able to see that. So like those are the old school lights. Can you see those right there? Those are tube lights, the old 80s style. So and then I got the Stingray Finex Stingray 2s there. And then on this tank behind me is the Higer. Oh, come on. Come on. Which way you got to go here? It's a very low profile. And then over there is a Fluval. And then on, oh, Lord, I hope I'm not making you guys sick. On these three, yep, I went cheap route, and those are all just shop lights. So I tried to just tried a bunch of different stuff, see what works best. Hey, Nessie, go with the flow. Hey, Richard, the fishy plumber. Did There's a name I can't say. Hello from Iceland. Holy cow! That might be the Ajir. Ajir Gunnarsson. Hello. Ow. Ooh, ay, 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 ay. That's not good, Foxy. I'm so sorry. I ripped the skin off. I mean, geez. Been lurking on TV for years, finally started to chat some. Is old Uncle Smiley over here. So, all right. Well, welcome aboard. Glad to join you. Glad to join you. Glad you could join us. Jenny, Fishy on the 186th element. Yep, new subscriber. Thank you. Appreciate it. I've got like 45 more to go, and then it's the big 500, and we're gonna do some giveaways. I'm gonna give away some of my merch, and then I'm gonna also give away some gift cards to a couple of the different, uh, the local people, our fishy family people, whether they're bigger or smaller channels. I'd like to do something from Pep, and I'd like to do something from KG Tropicals. Um, I don't know if Keith does anything like cards, the gift cards or not. We'll have to figure that out. I think I have time. It's not like it's rocketing up to 500 anytime soon. So, but anyway, okay. So back to lights. Shiny. Woo! Distracted. So yeah, that's what I've been trying to do. What do you guys use? Do you guys try to stick on the cheap route with the shop lights, or do you spend big money on grow lights? Because um, I am getting very close. I am getting very, very close. I've been doing like 10% water changes over the last month or month and a half or so. Um, now that I know I can turn off the soft water softener and bypass it, I've been just doing water changes with uh, well water, trying to get that salt out of the tanks. But I didn't want to shock anybody. So far, so good. Everybody is living. Um, I think that guy doesn't look great. Maybe he's just sleeping. Um, oh my God. See, this is what happens. I get to rewind and see what I was just talking about. Anyway, yeah, so I can't grow plants yet. That's what I was talking about. I can't grow plants yet. I have a couple that haven't died, but they're not really living either. Um, I've put some Anubias in the 75 over here that it's 3 years old and still this big. It hasn't grown at all. I've got a sword plant in there, and everybody's saying that sword plants grow like a weed, and I put it in this big, and it is still this big. So that was 3 years ago. So clearly, either my water is just not conducive to plant growth, or that salt water or the water softener was really messing with it. So I did start experimenting even before that with my 14 gallon, because that one's easier to buy water for. And I've been going to the store to just purchase 10 gallons of water. It's a 14-gallon cube with a deep substrate, and it can't be filled all the way to the top. So 10 gallons pretty much fills it up. And hey, Bruiser, what's going on? We're going to be getting them plants going soon. Yes, sir. Hopefully. Um, yeah, and I see a difference. The Anubias is no longer got like a black velvet growth on it. I mean, it's actually green, which is first time in many years. I don't know that takes that as old as these over here, but at least a year and a half or 2 years old. And it didn't show any signs of growth either. Almost everything died, and the stuff that lived didn't grow. So I don't call that a win. I just, it's kind of stalemate. So now as we switch everything over, and I think once I'm ready, Stephen is maybe going to send me some plants, and we'll see if they make her or not. Let's see, what did I miss? I know some of you were talking. Lights here. So J-Rock, you have programmable. Yeah, I've got one of those upstairs. It's the 24/7. I can't figure that thing out. It's too small. The writing is too small, and my controller doesn't look like anything that's on YouTube. Everything on YouTube is like this wide, and mine is half, at least twice that size. But otherwise, I just have everything on, the old plug-in, programmable plug-in timers, because I was struggling hard with consistently turning the lights on and off. I would love to be able to do that. If you guys watch Primetime Aquatics, he's got these uber expensive multi-functioning lights that slowly come on, like the sunrise, and then they're on for however long he's got them set for. Then they turn off very slowly, like a sunset. I'm like, oh man, that is cool. But my pockets aren't as deep as his. He's much further along in the YouTube world and in life. I mean, not in age. I got him in age, but as far as how well he's done. And yeah, so that's where I'm sitting with that. I hit 5,000. Well done, JT. I'm 1-0 behind you. Almost. Not even. What is this? It's called a streamer brain whip. Thanks. I'm glad there's a name for it. Yep, bunch of shop lights and medium priced Tiger lights. Yep, Jenny, I that's kind of where I'm going too. I mean, if it works with plants, I'm definitely going to stick with that. I use shop lights, so M&C uses shop lights as well. Incandescent fluorescent LRDs. I don't know what that is. And metal halides, whatever that is. I don't know what that is either. But the old fluorescent, I still got a couple of those in use. LED shop lights work great for me. I have a couple more expensive versions, and they do better. They do look better, but if you don't have plants growing in the tank or a show tank, then no need. That's kind of what I was thinking. I mean, none of these are show tanks. I am not gifted in the world of aquascaping. I mean, you can see this guy behind me. That's 2 rocks and a piece of wood. And a really big fish. That, if you can ignore the paint falling off the back. Hey, Bob, Mr. Steamfot, that's a blue background. Just saying. That's a pile of rock and a piece of driftwood. I don't think I'll be able to. Everything else is pretty dark, so we'll stop there. So I'm not showing you dark tanks, but this one here, that doesn't have anything in it. It's a bare bottom tank that I'm taking down because I finally got Mr. Primetime Aquatics, Jason's 150 brought down. That 150 is taller than that 150 by 2 inches. That's got to be a fairly significant amount of water, right? Assuming the glass is the same and the rims are different. But their rims aren't 2 inches different. So, anyway, I digress. Let's see, what else did we say? It's snowing up here like crazy. Yes, yes, I bet it is. Probably worse than here. I was watching it. We were talking yesterday. Thursdays are always, um, I go see my dad and my sister, but my dad, because when my mom passed in 2019, they had been together for so long. Um, we were kind of afraid for him. Not afraid, but I know it could be lonely. All by yourself in a house because no animals, just him. So we made it a point to start going down there on a regular basis and just spend time. And that's Thursdays. So I miss out on a lot of the cool streams. Like I was driving during um, Garcia's, and I was driving with yours too, Foxy. But going to Dad's, I wasn't driving, so I was able to participate a little bit. Normally, when we go down and you're on. Now I can't even remember if you were on. That's Stream Brains for real. Whip, gonna be getting them plants. We read that already. Good morning, Bruiser. I try to get good lights on sale, Black Friday sale prices. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea too. I was doing that with the Fluval FX6s. I did three in a row. 3 years in a row, I got an FX6 at $185. $185. And then 2 years ago, I don't know if it was Fluval or all the local stores, but they said that's too damn low, and they jacked it up. Now it's on sale for twice that. The regular price is ridiculous, and I'm not even going to spend it on their sale price anymore. So the three I got is the three I'll have unless I find one that's used. Let's see what else we got here going on. I buy whatever's on sale, yeah. But I'm gonna try the Hagar. That's probably wrong. Hager. Let's go with Hager. I like Hager. We can call it Sammy Hagar Light. I love their heaters. I just got a heater maybe a month and a half ago. Skip Daddy did a review on it. Or unboxing, I guess maybe. I got the same one. The only thing I don't like about it is the adhesive on the back of the little hook that sticks to your aquarium. It only lasted a week, and then the weight of the apparatus is shows how hot your tank is and everything. The little LED display. It fell on the floor, and that's too expensive to be letting it fall on the floor. But I fixed it with packing tape, the clear packing tape, that thick stuff that you close boxes with. And it's holding fine now. So Iger needs to get a hold of the people that made the adhesive for Foxy's monitor. It's pulling skin off. Can't get that out of my head. Whoa, 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 whoa. J Rock says I use shop lights in the 90s. They work decent, should still work. I'm using a T9 for house plants. Hey Ross, did I see you? Oh man, that was a long time ago. That was like 3/4 of a Rico ago. And then Denny says a fluorescent plant grow lights work okay for me, but also have the LRD. I don't know what that is. Hey Jenny, and not a fan of the LED lights. I get better growth with the twisty bulbs and fluorescent. Well, I am not there yet, so I have no opinion on on that. Canastillo says it's cold in New York. It's cold everywhere. Sucks. It was 80s multiple times this year already. And now we're dealing with it's snowing hard out there right now. I mean, just in an hour and a half, we got about 3 inches of snow. My Hagars have the screens. You can set up your own times on it. If you have those and need help, just holler. I don't know what I have. It's the plant light that's 24/7, and it's got it's turning the tank red. Although some of that is tannins. I found that out because I was waiting to do a water change. It's just got a flower horn, maybe that big, roughly, give or take half inch. And it was a new tank with. I moved his media over to new filters, so everything was new except for the media itself. And Jesus, um, I didn't want to screw up, and crash it. So I just let everything kind of percolate for about a month, and everything's going well. So I just did a water change. I don't know, last weekend. Yeah, last weekend, and it went from blood red, completely not see throughable. I don't know if I said that right, but yeah, you couldn't see through it, and it was bad. I mean, I thought, what the hell is going on with this light? And I did a water change on it, and it's still red, but it's now you can at least see from one side of the 4 foot to the other, and you can see the fish in there a little bit now too. So I'll probably do another water change this weekend, see if I can get a little more of those tannins out of there. Are you guys aware that Ed hit 20,000 subs? I mean, I know everybody loves that dude because, I mean, how could you not love him? But I had no idea he was that high up there. I was thinking he was closer to, 3, 4, 5,000. 20,000 subs. That's crazy. And and he's all over the board. I mean, he's got cat videos and he does D&D on there and fish, and it's still working for him. What else we got here? Uncle Smiley says, I like the Fluval Aqua Sky. Yeah, I almost got one of those for my 14 gallon, and then I went cheap. I don't even know what I got, but it's a cheap one. It's a grow light, but it's a cheap one. I bought one of those controllers. You can put it on any light, but it is super complicated. I'm not worried about complicated. I just, man, the instructions that came with this light for the upstairs display tank. I mean, I don't know that I could have read that in my teens, much less, now. Holy hell. I mean, plus it was basically like 3 pages of instructions, all written, microscopic. I did the old man trick where I took a picture of and blew it up so I could at least read it, but they were so vague. It was, I just said, well, wife, see if you can figure it out. Because she's got the patience of Job, so she worked on it a little bit. We never did get it figured out, so I'll have to try it again. And like I said, I do think some of my problem was the tannins in the water, although that doesn't explain why it's red and not brown. But anyway, what else we got? Thanks. Stingray lights have worked well over here. Yep. I am not displeased with mine. I know. I think Rico said he's not a fan of those. He's got the Stingray 2 and he's got the Hagar, but I don't know which one worked much better than the other for him. One was on a 75 and one was on a 55, and the one was struggling hard. So I think it was the Stingrays that he wasn't thrilled with today. Kara C, hey girl, how you doing? I don't know if I said hi to you, but now I did. Uh-oh. I don't know if I'll get to it, but that doesn't sound good. unless he's talking about himself. Two rocks and a piece of wood was the name of our brand in high school. A band. Brand? Apparently, not only does stream brain affect your ability to remember, but speak as well. I used a 6500 Kelvin LED shop lights, and yeah, right. That's what these are. They're at least 6500. I think these two on the end might even be more than that. All is as well as can be expected. Although I did almost stroke out trying to drive amongst the people of this world, and how bad they are at driving in snow 2 months after the last snow. Yes. Yes. I think I was doing it before him, but yeah. Yeah, what he said. Your Jaguar is beautiful. I wish I had a tank large enough for them. Yeah, right? I mean, that's the problem. You just need a gigantic tank. And even this one, I mean, he's in there basically by himself. There's a catfish, a Raphael catfish in there, but he's being shy. Oh, come on, old bones. You see him? He's hiding down here. I apologize here for the lights, but like I said, I have them on timers and they don't come on until uh, these come on at 2 and the big tank comes on at 5. Because I can't grow plants, but I can grow the crap out of algae. Yeah, that is a good looking fish, if I do say so myself. I had 3 and I picked the best looking one. There he is. He's always right at my back. He's always looking at me. Right, right, buddy? Yeah, you're a good boy. He's a stunner. But he's also, after 3 years, he flipped a little aggression switch in his head and almost killed my Oscar. So I had to move him. So now I'm going to probably try to separate central from south in the 210 and thin that out too, if he'll have it. He may not accept that. So, you know what they say about the best laid plans. What else we got? Shoot, a year ago, I could have gave you 6 canisters. Won't use them. So I gave them away. Good Lord. I met you 6 years too late. I can't understand buying a canister filter with a $60 impeller replacement. Just blows my mind. Well, they are the best filter on the market, and they can get away with that kind of crap. That's why. I have never had an issue with, you know, with my FX6s. My Marinelands, oh my God, you guys, I went through so many Marineland. You know how they had the C series for a while? It was C 160, 260, 360, 530, I think. And I had a bunch of the 360s and the 530s, and they all leaked. Everyone. I had 7 canisters lined up right behind where I'm sitting here that were just no use at all. They were just leaky, leaky, leaky. And some of them were new, some of them were old, but I gave up on them. So I complained to Marineland, and one of their marketing people got back to me, and they sent me 2. I forget what they're actually called, Megaflows or Magnaflows. Same number. They're Magnaflow, Megaflow 360. Those, whatever the issue was with the C series, they fixed because they do not leak, which is good because those are the 2 that are trapped underneath the 210 that I can't access anymore. So if they were leaky, I'd be in big, big trouble. Or I'd force my hand. Maybe they should start leaking, and I'd actually get that tank moved instead of talking about it for a year and a half. Yeah, right. I mean, those things that they are awesome. That thing is it's kind of bulky. You know, it's kind of a big bulky thing, but man, does it hold a temperature? I mean, it holds it a little lower than what you set it at, but once it's there, even by the front door, which is opening and closing, and you know the sun's beating in sometimes, and sometimes it's not. Some days it's snowing, and some days it's 80, and it just sticks 78.3 to 78.8 all the time. So it is very good. What's Depth got to say here? Whip, are you going to the fight in August? No. Um, yeah, John is going to be a commentator, whatever, you know, the guy that talks it through, as is Paul Cafaro, if any of you are familiar with him. I used to follow him, and he just, you know, he's a kid. And there's nothing wrong with kids, but some of the stuff that he was doing I didn't agree with. So I unfollowed him for a while, and now he's gotten a little older, and he's not as, you know, clickbait happy, where you're just getting fish to get fish. Mac, I missed you coming in. Hi, buddy. What's going on? But no, when I first heard about that fight, having met Rod and seeing Joey, I thought, man, there ain't no way. Rod is going to just destroy that guy. I don't care. You know, he might be, I think they're fairly close in age, but yeah, I'm starting to change my mind. Because big isn't everything. There's a lot of little guys that can fight. Oh, well, how much should I skip here? Saw that, saw that. It rubs the lotion on the skin. Oh. You're right. That's what I said. John McKenzie. Hi, John. Good to see you, KJE Aquatics has Flash Bot 15 discount code on botanicals. A few more days if anyone is interested. I don't need botanicals, but if you do, go on over. Garcia says it's freezing in Florida. I think your impression of freezing and mine are two different things. And Kenny's back. Hey, Gina. Sorry I'm so far behind. I'm just getting to you. What am I in? Oh, I'm still right around 10 minutes. 3/4 of a Rico. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my lights and my filters. My filters are almost as random. You know, I've got the Fugel, like I said. I've got the 2 Marineland canisters, 3 actually, because one of their little ones actually didn't blow up on me, so that's still in use, and I like that one. I think that's like the 160. I actually picked that up at a gas station. Jesus, a garage sale. Gas station. Where did that come from? I picked that up at a garage sale, and it was missing a piece. And I contacted Marineland, and I said, "Look, I just bought this secondhand. Is there a way I can purchase this piece? Because I don't see it, you know, I don't see it just online somewhere." So they're like, "Oh, we'll just send one to you." So they sent for free. I mean, they pay for shipping and everything. So I don't have too many bad things to say about Marineland as a company, but their C series was not good. I do have co-op sponge filters in 90% of my tanks. I know Keith was saying that they're garbage, but and maybe they are. I don't know. I don't know enough about sponge filters because I hate them to know one from the other. And the concept seems pretty simple. You know, you push the air in, and when it comes up, it creates suction. But yeah, I'm not a big fan. I got a Shark filter for the 14-gallon, but I took it out because I was going to try to do shrimp in there, and that went horrible too. Because I'm sure that was because of my water. The water softener water was in there still. Yeah, they went. I bought 10 of them at a swap, and they were dead within 24 hours. And I was telling that to Grant, and he's like, "Yeah, that was on you. If they were all healthy and moving around in the bag when you put them, when you floated them, and when you release them 24 hours later, they're all dead. That's 99.9% of the chance is it was you." I'm like, I'm not saying it wasn't. I'm just saying I don't know what happened. So I've got canisters. I have sponge and one shark. I also have hang on the backs, and my hang on the backs are so varied. It's crazy. I've got Whisper, the Tetra Whispers. I've got the Aqueons. I just bought another. I'm not a fan of the new Marineland stuff, but I like their old school stuff. This is a 350. I think the new one is a 375, and the 400 Emperor is a 450, if that sounds right. And I bought the 375, and it won't fit on a 75-gallon tank on mine anyway. It's too big. And then I put it on the 55. It fits over the lip, but then the intake hose it sticks out too far, so you can't close the lid. So, I mean, that's not a huge deal, but it's kind of a pain in the ass. I'm not a big fan of the glass sticking up. Like I said, it's not a showroom, but it still grinds on me a little bit. So I probably won't be getting those again. And I have, let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 Aqua Clear 110s. I love them. I know they have the motor on the inside instead of, or on the outside of the tank instead of the inside, but I've never had an issue with it restarting. The only time I have an issue with it restarting is when I do water changes and I drop the water below the intake, and then it loses siphon and it won't restart without help. But other than that, it always fires back up. So I have 3 of those, and then I have 1, 2, 3. I have 3 of the Tidal 110s. I like them a lot too. Once I figured out you could turn off the skimmer and make it stop making all that noise, they work great. Got a nice basket in the back, so if you want to take stuff in, that's one thing about the clear Aqua Clear / Fluval is, that weird accordion thing that everything kind of slides down into. I put the little rock guys, you know what I'm talking about, the little ceramic dudes, in there, and they're loose because the bag that they came with, over a couple of years disintegrated. So they're just loose in there now. And when you pull it out, they all kind of fall all over the place. I'm digging them out of the gravel and whatnot. So not my favorite. And then I have at least 1, 2, 3, 4 of the Marineland 350s, and on this tank I have 2. And I know people give them a hard time, but these I think are Aquatops, Aquatop 110. These are older models too. The new model, it looks way too wonky. Like too many things can go wrong on that. But these are great. Hell, they've been up there for 3 years. They haven't lost any power at all. So that's pretty cool. I like them a lot too. But as you can see, I mean, I have a FX6 on this, and I also have the 2 110s. Plus I have the large Co-op sponge filter. So, I mean, I have a lot of redundancy going on. The 75 here has a sponge filter, 2 350s, and a canister. My 40 has a canister that's got the small canister on it. a hang on the back, and a sponge. My 210 is crazy. I've got the 2 canisters from Marineland and an FX6 on it. Plus, I've got the AquaClear 110 and 2 more 350s from Marineland on that. Plus a sponge filter and not that it does any infiltration, but I also have a wave maker in there. On the 55 over there, I've got, that one doesn't actually have a plum. What's your name? It doesn't have a canister on it yet, but it does have 3 hang on the backs and a sponge. So, and this one over here has a canister, a sponge, and only 1 hang on the back. So redundancy is my, I've had too many times I've had a problem where my filter broke and I don't keep extra ones just laying around. So, you know, if it happens at night, what do? I can't just run to the store. And even if you next day Amazon something, you got no filtration going on. And that Amazon thing wasn't really an option for most of my fish keeping career. So now I just do it this way. I sleep better, knowing that if something craps out, I am not thrown immediately into panic mode. Johnny, I'm sorry, you're probably long gone, but see you later. If you're catching this later. Kenny, I want to do something for hitting 1,000 subs, but things are tight right now and have family. Well, you just had a kid, dude. Well, you didn't, but that is going to eat up a lot of time and money for you, my friend. No doubt about it. Is that a black belt? No, it's a Jaguar, Gina. It's a Jaguar cichlid. Hey, Pep. Oh, she must have asked that while we were talking about it. Hey, Mike, right? Mike Long, right? I got to meet Mr. Long here in the at the last clash. He's a good dude. Sun, that was another one I struggled with. Depth. I had 2 of those on the cutting room floor as well. They did not last for me. Less than a year for one. I know there's a bunch of different models, and I don't remember what they were anymore. The one that only lasted like a year, less than a year, was supposed to be the flu ball killer. You know, it was moving a ton of water, and it just crapped out. I couldn't get it to fire up anymore. I don't know what was wrong with it. I ended up giving that away when I sold the tank. I said, this doesn't work, but if you need it for parts, take it. So J-Rock here, I have 2 of the C-Series I've been using for about 4 years. I needed new O-rings this last year. They don't have O-rings for them anywhere. So we had to use grease. Yeah, these were, sometimes they were brand new, and they wouldn't leak in the traditional sense, like if they were running, you know, there was no leaks then, but we lose power here a lot. You know, I'm kind of out in the sticks, so they don't maintain the power lines like, you know, they do in town. And, you know, the wind blows and I'm out of power. And every time we lost power, they'd leak every time. And I even took a video of it, set it up on my deck on like an old 40 or something that I had just laying around. I set it up. I videotaped the whole thing. I unplugged it to simulate the power going out, and it leaked all over the deck. And I sent it to them, and that's why I think they worked with me, getting me 2 more. I mean, they only sent me 2 to replace like 7, but that's better than nothing. I'm sure those things were $150 a piece at least. So what else we got? We got about 5 minutes left. I really don't have much. Let's see if I can burn through some of these. Please don't forget to send Whip a thumbs up. That's right. Don't forget. Thanks, Benji. Icy Mix. over burned prairie. Looks post up. I can say that word in my head. Apocalyptic. I bet. It's how it looked here early, but now it's totally covered. Gene. Hey, Debs. Hey, Debs. What else we got? Anybody say anything about the stuff, about the things in the place? Babs, I have 2 shop lights, a Fluval 3.0, 2 Fluval 2.0s, 2 night crew. Those night crews, I mean, obviously I don't have a whole lot of experience other than what Jesse posted the other day, but I mean, the 5 minutes or whatever that was, they look good. You'll have to let me know how yours are doing. And half a dozen or so of the various off brands. They're all pretty good, but most of my tanks are on the short side. Short meaning top to bottom, or yeah, I guess that's what that would be. The Plumber, I'm sure they're fine. The cheaper Chinese off brands, unfortunately, more often than not, go dim after 2-3 years. The name brands seem to not do that. Yeah. Right? I mean, they're workhorses. I mean, that one that's up there right now. Geez, I bet you it's got to be close to 10 years old, and it's still working like a champ. I have nothing bad to say about the Aqua Clear, other than the accordion thing that lifts out. That's not such a great thing. They could fix that. They fixed the rattling lid by putting a hinge on them now. I don't know if anybody's bought one recently, but now it hinges up instead of pulls up. Before it was a hard plastic that sat up there, and if you that's not a problem for this one because I have pothos growing in it and I don't have the lid on it. But I have 2 smaller ones on my 55 over there, and sometimes the sponge will like absorb air somehow, and it'll start to float, and it'll just push the lid right up off the mounts, which is weird. But sometimes it just pushes it up just enough where they're rattling. So if they were going to fix something, that would be the thing they should fix. I tried sponge filters. They're still in the tanks, but I got tired of buying new air pumps every year or so. It didn't matter what brand or pump. Yeah, sometimes you just get bad luck. I had 2, what were those called? Were they Whispers? I think I had 2 Whispers. And one, it took a dump almost immediately. I mean, it was rattling hard and then quit blowing, which is unfortunate for everybody. But I just bought a Hagar pump, and it's quiet, and it blows like a son of a. I mean, whoo! I bought it to run because that's another thing I tried. I went back to under gravel filters, so that's upstairs on the display tank, so you don't have to look at the ugly ass sponge filter. So anyway, I'm running out of time here. Kara. 6 years nonstop and is just getting broke in. Gemco. That's one I haven't tried. Maybe I'll give that a shot too. What else we got? R265 has 2 FX. Yep. Clear, yes. Particulate free, definitely not. Even with all that filtration I told you I had on the 3 canisters, 3 hang on the backs, I have so much particulates floating around in there. It's not even funny. I hate it. Hang on the backs are almost all the brands. Yeah, that's same here. It was a Tetra. I had a problem with Aqueon. And that might have been the fish I was keeping because they like to dig and whatnot. But I had at least 2 of those just stop. They just stopped, and they were fairly new. And I couldn't get them to refire up. And I think what happened was the fish were spitting sand or gravel into the intake. It was going up and just jamming everything up. But once they get stopped and heat up, and I think that burns everything out, and it just doesn't work anymore. Shady. Hey, Whip, sounds like you're getting everything under control and understanding what it works and what doesn't. Congratulations. I have been listening for a while, doing water changes, and I just stopped. Well, I'm glad you were here to listen to me ramble. I had to replace the motor on one of my Aqua Clears. It was about $25. See, and that's nice because they're $100 to buy. So if they're to replace them is a pain, but that goes for any of them. Jesus, come on, brain. The title, my brain. The title does, that's $100. Even these Aquatops, these 110s, I think were 89 when I bought them. So it's crazy. Professor, thanks for stopping in. What a hinge! I didn't know mine just had a lid, no rattling. Yeah, they come with a hinge now. Like if solid, it's like not. It's like one piece, but it's a hinge. Bab says she likes the Aqua Clears. Yep, and they have big storage areas, so you can do whatever you want. Really, I haven't had to buy one in so long. I didn't know they changed it. Yeah, I mean, I just did because we've set up another tank. I didn't upgrade a tank. I set up a whole new one, a 90 upstairs. So I bought 2, put it on either side, get some flow in there, and I didn't put a canister on that one, but I did put the under gravel. So it's got 2 110s and the under gravel happening. So hopefully that's enough to keep things clear up there. I know it's enough to filter the tank, but I don't know if it will keep that particulate stuff. It is a flower horns, and as he gets bigger or she, it's going to start moving things around. Yeah, Corky, I kind of agree with you. They work for a while, and then they just stop. And they get loud, they get rattly. But there you go. There's the answer to that. Oh, no problem, Jenny. Have a good weekend. Thanks for stopping by. You want to pay for a Gemco. If you don't want to pay for the Gemco, oh, you know what, Gemco? It just dawned on me what that is. That's the pump itself, right? So you're doing multiple tanks with the pump. I got you. Yeah, I don't have enough tanks. I only have the 7, 8. I have 8 tanks. So I don't know that it would justify getting a big single unit and putting all the PVC pipe in and all that stuff. Maybe someday. Lunch is over. Sue Ann, I missed you. Hopefully you catch the replay and I get to say hi to you. Sue Ann's over as a mod on the OFR channel. Hey, did I reach the bottom? I reached the bottom, so we can go. I'm 4 minutes over. I do appreciate everybody stopping by. Hopefully next week will be a little bit better organized, but don't count on it because it's me. And man, I wish I'm not even going to try. Is Ian? I don't know. I can say it in my head because it's right or wrong. I know what I'm saying. But thanks for stopping by. All right. Y'all be good. I'll talk to y'all later. See you in the streams. Get tanked.